Coaches, just your overall thoughts on the meet today.
I mean, it was tough. You know, obviously it's disappointing. We had kind of a rough start at halftime, but super proud of our jumping seat team. You never would have known that the score was the way it was, and we had some stellar rides on both sides. So I'm very proud with the way the girls rode. The points fell where they did, but super great group of girls, great season, and they have everything to be proud of.
Definitely tough to be so close and have it come down to raw score. No one likes to be in that situation, but like Tana said, there's so much to be proud of, and keeping it that close is, if you're going to lose, you kind of want to lose that way. It wasn't a blowout, and I was really proud that at the half we were able to just kind of like flush out the noise, and we just rode and we didn't worry about the score.
Tell me about some of your bright spots that you saw from your team today.
I mean, definitely when we do the events separate, it puts a lot of more pressure on the girls as far as like doing events at the same time. So, the fence group had the lucky last event of the day. So it's got to be the fence girls. Like, they were just superb. They laid out some really awesome rides that kind of gave me chills. So it was really fun to be able to get to see that, because I don't normally get to see every event go. So I've got to hand it to our fence girls. They were great.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I think fences was really strong, but they're very mentally strong, and I think we have done a ton of prep. We do so many scrimmages for postseason. We are ready for this format, so it was just kind of like walking in like another day of practice. And they're extremely talented, but they just trust themselves, and they knew that they could do it.
Ladies, if you'll just tell me a little bit about your rides today.
Yeah, so I went second on my horse Rico today, and he is a horse that I've always wanted to draw my 4 years here, and I'm so happy I got to draw him today. And I was really happy with my ride. I felt like it was very forward and out of stride everywhere, and I just felt like it was a great way to both end our fences squad and our fences event, and just also my last ride as a collegiate equestrian.
My ride was it felt like a breakthrough for me, because I'll be honest, I've had a rough, first 2 goes here. I went 0-2, and it really kind of hurt my confidence, so it felt good to be able to just go out there and kind of make up for some lost ground. But I do want to give a special shout out to my squad. You would think that like there would be, I don't know, like just the love that I had felt and the encouragement and just like the confidence of like my worth was never found in any of those rides. Like, at one of my lowest of lows this whole season, I've never felt more loved and just like confident, and my worth is never found out in that arena. So yes, it was really sweet to be able to end the season with a win, but to me that wasn't the win. It was just the love and compassion that my teammates showed me all week long.
What was Tana's message to the Western squad before you started this morning?
Honestly, just keep doing us, really. Trust our field. We work so hard, and I've said this before, but I think to me, just what makes this group of girls so unique is, so backstory, I'm from Colorado, and coming to Texas A&M has been a little bit of a culture shock in the best way possible, because I've never been a part of something that emphasizes living for more than just yourself. And when I think of people who embody the core values of Texas A&M, it is these girls. Like, yeah, it's great to be a good rider, but it's even better to be a person who embodies the core values at Texas A&M. So I think going back on what Coach Shannon said this morning, yeah, go out there and ride, but first and foremost, be a good human. And when I leave Texas A&M, I'm not going to remember this moment as a time where we came short. I'm going to remember it for just the privilege it was to be surrounded by some really incredible individuals who forever changed my life.
Going into the jumping seat arena, what was her message to you today?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely felt the pressure, but I think we more so felt the trust in the coaches that we have the talent to sweep the whole event. And so there was no doubt in any of our minds that like we could take every single point. And so kind of that reassurance from Abby and Rachel really helped us, I think, ride our very best in the championship round.
And Abby, you got the fences MOP from your squad. How does that make you feel?
That was awesome. I mean, we had 4 stellar rounds. Kate had an amazing round over fences, and I think they all gave me chills, but she maybe gave me a little extra chills with that one. She walked out and she said, I felt like I was just at medal final. So, you know, it's special when they have that feeling. But I was really proud of her to finish on a high.
And for all four of you, just talk about this experience of this week and the horses and all that kind of thing. You know, the first thing.
Well, she just made me think about it. It does come down to the horses, and the fun part is, you know, we have a great group of horses here that all the schools bring, so we appreciate all the work the schools have done behind the scenes. But it's really fun to get to play in the finals because the best horses are in the finals, and you get to have some really fun rides. And so, you know, all the schools worked really hard putting those horses together, making sure they were ready to go, and the horses were great. And that's why we're here. So.
Yeah, like when I think of this experience, it's not going to be, I mean, obviously, yeah, you're disappointed. Like, I think it would be wrong if you didn't acknowledge that. But to me, the first word that comes to mind is gratitude. Because I remember there was a time in my life where I wondered if I would ever be able to step into this arena. And like this morning, my roommate and I, we just looked at each other and started crying because we're just like, we're literally riding in the national championship. And, you know, I was an IEA kid growing up. Shout out to IEA, it's a great program. But you know, for someone like me, riding these high-end show horses wasn't ever on the bingo card in high school. So for me, it's a privilege to be able to step on some really nice horses. And, you know, shout out, I mean, like Coach said, shout out to the schools for doing such an excellent job of, you know, being a good steward of their animals and trusting us with them. And a special shout out to our competitors as well, because, yeah, it stinks to lose, but we're really lucky to be surrounded by people who make you better.
No, I love postseason. I don't think we had the easiest regular season schedule, but I kind of thought of it as like a building block to get to where we are today, and that's how we won the SEC championship too. And I think riding neutral horses is a way to really showcase our talent. So I think each of us were really excited to put it all out there these whole 4 weeks. And so yeah, it was fun to ride in a championship round. None of us have experienced that before, and that pressure. And just going out there and doing our best was such a high, and having everyone in the stands cheering on for us was so amazing.
It's a great week. I mean, the NCEA puts on such an amazing event. I know there's so many people behind the scenes who are working really hard, but it comes together beautifully. And all 3 days of competition and the 2 days leading up to it, like there weren't a lot of hiccups just with the production of the championship. So I feel like we're really lucky to be a part of a great organization. I mean, there's so many volunteers and coaches who are here working that aren't even playing in the championship, and I love that we're surrounded by people like that. But it was a great week. There's going to be a lot of good memories leaving here.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.